Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reading the second part of Genesis chapter 17, verse 9 through 14. This is the sign of circumcision. First of all, I made a short video just wondering why would God do this? It doesn't make any sense. And no matter what explanation someone has, it still doesn't make any sense because God being good to us does not make sense as to why opposite things happen to the fact that he is good to us. So, that being said, let's just get into this because I don't understand what's going on and why things happen all throughout the book. Wherever we may land, we'll find some things that we may not agree with or even understand. And on God's on God's part, He could have done a lot better for us since He loved us so much. So I don't understand why or and I don't have any explanation as to why. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that it's because any number of reasons that anyone has ever said. Because at the end of time, none of those reasons will hold against your reasoning and mine as to why God allowed the enemy to interact with human life. Why would he allow the problem in the garden? It does not make any sense that even though if it wouldn't have been the enemy in the garden, then I might have some kind of understanding, just only perhaps because the free will aspect of the life of mankind. So that being said, anyway, the sign of circumcision. Your part of the agreement is God talking to Abraham. Your part of the agreement, God told Abraham, is to obey the terms of the covenant. You and all your descendants have this continual responsibility. This is the covenant that you and your descendants must keep. Each male among you must be circumcised. The flesh of his foreskin must be cut off. This will be a sign that you and they have accepted this covenant. Every male child must be circumcised on the eighth day after his birth. This applies not only to members of your family, but also to the servants born in your household, and the foreigner born servants whom you have purchased. All must be circumcised. Your bodies will thus bear the mark of my everlasting covenant. Everyone who refuses to be circumcised will be cut off from the covenant family for violating the covenant. So that's it for that part of chapter 17. Um, but for the most part, we are very grateful for what Jesus did for us on Calvary. But even then, I wonder, why would Jesus obey such a terrible command? Why wouldn't he just ignore it all and go to a safe place? And why would God do that to his own son? For apparently to help us, but even so, there's still trouble in people's lives, and people still need deliverance, even though God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever may believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. So this this answer to that question is not an answer that can be found within the reason reason of thought from mankind. I don't think mankind has a possible answer for this because we know God is good, his mercy endures forever. We know He is holy, and nothing unholy can be His presence. We can relate this to light inside of a dark place. Once the light goes in, the room is is illuminated, and there is no more darkness. But that does not pertain to shadows if there are individual shadows that live within, unless the light is bright enough to burn out the shadow in some sense. So whatever spiritual meaning you want to add to that, then that'll be up to your interpretation. But anyways, uh, thank God for Jesus, because nobody wants to partake in such uh, horrific acts against one's family or servants for that matter. So God bless you all. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you on the next